Carolina Insider is presented by Wells Fargo, official sponsor of Carolina Athletics.
Welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us here on the Carolina Insider. Well, you've heard the number over and over again. 70 new players on this Tar Heel football team. One of them is Gavin Gibson in the Tar Heels secondary, a North Carolina native, started his career at Maryland, then transferred to East Carolina, and is now spending his final year of eligibility in Chapel Hill with the Tar Heels. Great interview. He sat down with Adam Lucas and me in our podcast studio earlier in the week. Give us the quick snapshot of kind of your college journey, because as you mentioned, there have been a couple stops, and how you ended up in Chapel Hill.
So, originally from Hickory, North Carolina, I played football up in Charlotte, and then right out of high school, I went to Maryland. I was in Maryland my first 2 years, and then ECU this past year, and now, of course, I'm in Chapel Hill, but I never redshirted. I was at Maryland my first 2 years, didn't redshirt, played there a decent amount. Last year, of course, played at ECU, had a great season. Got to beat up on NC State, so that was nice. But yeah, now I'm here, Chapel Hill, back playing for the home state. Feels great.
Is it, like, do you feel, and I know, like, at this moment, you feel like a Tar Heel, but when it's all said and done, do you think you're going to feel like a Terrapin, a Pirate, a Tar Heel, maybe a little bit of all of them?
Honestly, it's crazy. I do have love for all of the places that I've been at, learned a whole bunch of lessons at everywhere, got a whole bunch of love for the people everywhere. But I think when it's all said and done, I think graduating from North Carolina, being able to play my last year at North Carolina, like always growing up, being a Chapel Hill fan, born and raised, bleeding Carolina blue, I think this is definitely going to be my alma mater, for sure.
What's life as a Tar Heel been like these last few months?
It's been great. It's been great. Getting ready for the starting from around like camp, just getting back around everybody, being around all the new faces, a whole new team, 70 new people trying to come together for one common goal. It's been tough, but I've loved every second of it, getting to meet new people, getting to meet the whole coaching staff, a whole bunch of experience there. They've been doing what they've been doing for a long time, and they've been very successful at it. So me just being able to come here and be a part of that, I thought that was really a no-brainer, especially back in January whenever I had got that call and it was like, we like you. And at first I wasn't really sure. I was like, are you sure? Like Bill Belichick said that he likes me. Like, are y'all sure? But, that was just like a no-brainer for me coming here, being coached by one of the greatest to ever do it. I just feel like that was an opportunity that you can't really pass up.
Everybody wants to win every game. We get that.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted to win like right away.
Yeah.
And we get it.
Yeah.
Can you explain kind of the challenge of having all these new guys, a lot of these guys who are playing key roles didn't come until the summer, just kind of the challenge of trying to get that many new people heading in the same direction?
It is. It's most definitely a challenge. This is different than anything that I've been a part of for any college team. Like at ECU, it was a whole bunch of guys that have built the program, built the culture, a whole bunch of 5th year, 6th year guys that have been there their whole career. Same thing in Maryland, but whenever you come here, you got your 5th year guys that have been at different places. You got your young guys that just came out of high school. So it's a whole bunch of new faces. It's been tough, but at the same time, I feel like with everybody that we've brought in, everybody has that common goal, not only to win, but be successful as a team. Like you said, starting out, everybody does want to win, but that's tough, especially whenever you're just going against each other all day in practice, and then you finally get on that game field against somebody else, and it's like, okay, this is what it feels like to really have the eyes on you. This is what it feels like when the shot's flying full speed and you can't just rerun a rep if you mess up. So, like, it's been a whole bunch of learning throughout these past 4 games, and I feel like, especially with this bye week that we just had, just being able to focus back on the fundamentals, being able to get back to who we are and who we need to play like. And then also the recovery aspect, because, people who have these little bruises, little nicks, just being able to get back in the training room, having a full week off, just to be able to focus on us, focus on our bodies, focus on the fundamentals. I feel like that was great. And now just going into ACC play, we gotta turn it up a few more notches.
Defense depends so much on communication. I got to know what you're doing. You got to know what I'm doing, or else we're giving up a touchdown.
Yeah.
When there's so many new guys out there, how do you get them all on the same page to where they are all playing like they know what the other 10 are doing at any given time?
I feel like that just has to go with trust. And then the first person that I met with in January, whenever I first got here, was Steve, the defensive coordinator. And he told me his philosophy. He told me that he doesn't like to have players confined into a certain role or a certain box. He said he likes to let his players run free. And I feel like everybody is starting to now adapt that role on the defense to say, if I'm making sure that I'm doing my job and I'm making sure that I'm doing what I need to do, then I can be free and have free range doing what I need to do as long as I'm making sure I'm covering my assignment. I feel like everybody that has been brought in on the defense is starting to adapt this mindset, starting to adapt the mentality that I'm just going to be better than you and I'm going to be better than you, doing it at every point at time throughout the game. And like I said, there's just a mentality that Steve has been bringing in, all the new faces that have coming in. Like we all know what it's going to take. We just have to realize how we're going to make that work, like with everybody else coming in, because everybody came from different backgrounds. Everybody had a different role at a different school previously, and then now just figuring out how to play with each other, figuring out how to trust each other, and just run around full speed and just make plays and know whoever got your back